Hello everyone, how are you today? Let's begin our lesson now. Today's topic will be about business finance, needs and sources. Let me start from business finance departments. Finance departments fulfill a very important role in business as they have the following responsibilities: recording all financial transactions such as payments and sales revenue, preparing final accounts, producing accounting information for managers, forecasting cash flows, making important financial decisions, for example, which source of capital to use for different purposes within the business. Why do businesses need finance? Here are 3 examples of why capital is needed. First one is starting up a business, startup capital. Second one is expanding an existing business. Third one is increasing working capital. In all 3 cases above, a business may need finance to pay for either capital expenditure or revenue expenditure. It's important to understand the difference between capital expenditure and revenue expenditure. When we talk about capital expenditure, it's the money spent on fixed assets which will last more than 1 year. For example, buildings. When we talk about revenue expenditure, it's the money spent on day-to-day expenses. It is some mistakes. For example, wages or rent. And sources of finance. There are many different sources of finance available. The 2 most common ways of doing this are internal and external sources of finance, short-term or long-term of sources of finance. But today's topic will be about internal sources of finance. Internal sources of finance. These are sources of funds that are obtained from the business itself. Here are the most common examples of internal finance are. First one is retained profit. This is profit that is kept back in the business after the owners have taken their share of the profits, also known as plowed back profit. Advantage of retained profit is retained profit doesn't have to be repaid. Disadvantages are as follows. A new business will not have retained profit. Many new businesses will find that their retained profit is too small for plans they have, like expansion. Keeping more profits in the business reduces payments to owners, for example, dividends to shareholders. Sales of existing assets. Existing assets which are no longer needed by the business can be sold, for example, redundant buildings or surplus vehicles or equipment. Advantage of using sale of existing assets is making better use of the capital tied up in the business. The following are disadvantages of using the sale of existing assets. First one is it may take time to sell the assets. And second one is it's not available to new business since they have no surplus assets. Third one will be selling stocks to reduce inventory levels, also known as running down on stocks for cash. Advantage of sale of stocks to reduce inventory is reduce the opportunity cost and storage of high stock levels. Disadvantage of sale of stocks to reduce inventory is it must be done carefully to avoid disappointing customers if not enough goods are kept in stock. First one will be owner's savings. Owner's savings is a sole trader or members of a partnership may put up more of their savings into their unincorporated businesses, since these owners are not separate from their businesses. This type of finance is internal. Here are the what advantages of using the owner savings method. Quickly available, no interest is paid, specifically used when there is expansion, mistrust of banks or other sources of finance. Disadvantage of owner savings are savings may be too low. It increases the risk taken by the owners. Let me conclude today's topic. So, sources of finance divided into two, internal and external, and short-term and long-term of sources of finance. And today's topic was about internal sources of finance. So we divided into four: retained profits, sale of fixed assets, selling stocks, owner savings. So these four examples are the most common examples of internal finance. And let's do our topic first, and please write your exam from EduPage. I prepared questions, multiple choice questions. So you have to check yourself by EduPage, and until next lesson, you have to do your homework. Here is the activity. Thank you for your attention, guys. See you. Bye-bye.